Gentlemen, let's be real for a second. Have you ever caught yourself wondering, is she just being friendly? Or is there something more? It's a married woman we're talking about her. On the surface, she's polite, she's charming, but then there's that lingering touch, that slightly too long gaze. And deep down, you know it's not just small talk. What if I told you there are mystical signs backed by human behavior and attraction psychology that reveal she's not only interested, but she's waiting for you to make the moves can't. And here's the kicker. Mossman missed them entirely. Today, we're pulling back the curtain. And once you learn these signs, you'll never see her the same way again. Welcome to Dark Psychology. I'm Amelia, and this is where we strip away the fluff and tell you the truth about love, desire, and human behavior. The stuff no one else will dare to say out loud. If you're ready to stop guessing and start knowing, let's dive in. Point 1 she gives. You pet names or flirty nicknames and creates opportunities to be alone with you. Here's the thing. Most guys completely misread this. They think when a married woman calls them handsome, big guy, or trouble, it's just harmless fun. They chuckle, brush it off, and completely miss the real message. But attraction is really shouted. It's whispered. It's wrapped inside little phrases that feel safe on the surface, but loaded with meaning underneath. When she uses those pet names in private, especially when it's just the two of you, that's not random. That's deliberate. It's her way of creating a subtle bubble where it's only you and her. And it doesn't stop there. Pay attention to how she engineers moments where you're alone. Maybe she offers to help you with something, real quick, or waits until the others have left before striking up a conversation. Those aren't coincidences. Think about it. Why would a married woman go out of her way to give you exclusive time unless she wanted to see what could happen? Pet names trigger familiarity and intimacy in the human brain. They create a fast track to emotional closeness. That's why they're reserved for partners, children, or very special connections. What to do instead? Don't just laugh it off. Watch when and how she says it. If it's paired with ascertained look, a smile that lingers, or as will touch on your arm, she's opening a door. The question is, will you walk through it? Point 2, she initiates physical contact in intimate areas and tells you she wishes she met you sooner. Most men can't tell you the power of this moment. A light tap on your arm, a soft pat on your shoulder. It feels casual, friendly, nothing to think twice about. But here's the truth. Attraction is often physical before it's verbal. When she touches you in more intimate zones, like the small of your back, the side of your waist, or a hand that lingers. A moment too long, she's crossing an invisible line. Now, combine that with phrase, I wish I'd met you sooner. That's not just conversation. That's confession. It's her telling you in the safest way possible that she's imagining a version of her life where you were there before her husband. Why this matters psychologically? Humans reveal desire in microactions before they ever take big risks. Touching intimate areas is a subconscious rehearsal, a way of testing how close they can get without consequences. What to do instead? The next time she says something like, "You wish we'd met earlier," don't just note and move on. Look her in the eye. Hold that pause for a second longer than her mouth. That silence will say more than words ever could. And it will tell you instantly whether she's just being polite or actually picturing the two of you. Because here's the thing, women rarely wish out loud. If she said it, she's thought about it. Point 3. She talks about sneaking around and tries to make you jealous. On the surface, it might seem playful. She might joke about running away for a weekend or tease you by saying, "Imagine if we snuck out without telling anyone." Most men hear this and laugh. They chalk it up to humor. But ask yourself, why is she planting that thought in your mind at all? This is boundary testing. She's tossing out an idea to see your reaction. If you play along, she knows the door is open. If you hesitate, she knows to back off for now. And here rests the subtle art of it. Sometimes she'll try to provoke jealousy. Maybe she'll mention another man giving her attention just to see if you bite. Why? Because jealousy is a powerful emotional trigger. It forces you to reveal your level of investment without her having to directly ask. Psychological layer. When someone flirts by suggesting risky behavior, it's often a projection of what they secretly want. She may frame it as just a joke to keep plausible nearby, but the subconsciousness is, would you do this with me if you had the chance? What to do instead? Don't get defensive or overly eager. Smile. Lean in slightly. Say something like, "You sound like you're replicating trouble." That way, you acknowledge the flirtation without shutting it down, and you signal that you caught the hint. Because let's be honest, she wouldn't be testing you if didn't already have a part of things were in mind. Point 4. She sends you suggestive photos or messages. Some men see this as harmless. She's just being friendly. It's just a selfie. But here's where most guys fail to see the hidden meaning. The tone changes. When her texts or photos start carrying a seductive undertone, the lighting is softer, the outfit a little more revealing, or the caption hints at something more, you've crossed into a whole different territory. Why this is significant? Women rarely listen to suggestive content without a calculated reason. It's risky. It leaves evidence. So if she's doing it, she's already weighed the danger against the desire and decided the desire wins. It might be a playful photo in a dress, she bought, sent to you first before her husband has even seen it, or a casual text late at night saying she can't sleep with a picture that makes you wonder if she really wanted to keep things casual. What to do instead? Never react with shock or desperation. The more calmly you respond, the more comfortable she feels escalating. Try a slow, confident reply. Something that you noticed, but keeps the tension building. Because if she's letting, you see her in a more vulnerable, seductive light. That's not friendship. That's APRI Review. Point 5. She finds ways to sit or stand closer than necessary, while fixing her clothes or makeup around you. At first, it feels innocent. She's just adjusting her dress, fixing her hair, touching up her lipstick. But here's the detail. That changes everything. Proximity. If she positions herself closer than necessary while doing it, brushing your arm, leaning into your space, she's not just fixing her look, she's creating a moment. The psychology behind it. Humans are highly aware of personal space. Breaking that barrier without resistance is a silent sign of comfort and attraction. By adjusting her clothes or makeup in your space, she's giving you a preview of what it's like to see her at her most feminine and unguarded. You might notice her standing close enough that you can catch the scent of her perfume as she smooths her dress, or leaning forward so you have an unobstructed view while she reapplies lipstick. A move that has centuries of subtle seduction history. Behind it, what do instead? Don't step back. Hold your ground. Let her stay in that closeness. That's where the tension lies. And that's exactly where she ends it. Because if she wanted to possibly fix her outfit, she could have it on it anywhere else. Point 6. She texts you at odd hours and asks deep or personal questions. Most men see a late-night text and think she's just bored. She probably texts other friends. 2. But here's the reality. When a married woman texts you at odd hours, especially knowing her spouse is home, she's crossing a line. She's not just bored, she's thinking of you. And it's not random. Those hours when the world is quiet are when real. Feelings surface at the time when people reveal what they truly want and who they truly want. She might ask about your dreams, your past, or your fears. Not small talk, real talk. Because deep personal questions share her way of peeling back layers, off making herself someone you feel safe opening up to. The psychology behind it by texting you. Late at night, she's placing you in a very private mental space. She's claiming emotional real estate, the kind that usually belongs to a partner. What to do instead? Respond in a way that deepens the emotional current without pouring your heart out all at once. Give her a little and let her crave more. The more she invests in knowing you, the more she's already imagining being with you. Point 7. She compliments you in a way that feels intimate. Sure, anyone can say nice shirt or you look good today. But when she compliments you on something deeper, the way your voice sounds when you're confident, how your energy changes a room, how safe she feels when she's near you, that's not small talk. That's intimacy disguised as casual praise. Why this matters. Women don't give deep-lie personal compliments to men they see as just friends. Those words are seeds. Seeds of validation that keep you aware of how she sees you. She might say, "You always know exactly what to say to make me feel better." Or, "There's just something about you. You have this energy." And the way she says it, made with a slower tone, softer eyes, makes it land like more than a friendly comment. What to do instead? Don't rush to downplay it or joke it off. Let it sit in the air for a second. Look her in the eyes. Your calm acknowledgement makes the moment more powerful because compliments like these aren't accidental. They're breadcrumbs leading somewhere she hopes she'll follow. Point 8. She opens up about her marriage, and her voice gets softer or slower while talking. Most men hear a married woman talk about her relationship struggles and assume she's just venting. But when she's doing it with you, especially if her tone changes, it's not just venting. Pay attention. When her voice softens, slows down, or carries a slight tremble, she's letting her guard down. That's vulnerability, and vulnerability is one of the most intimate currencies in human. Connection, the hidden meaning. She's not only telling you what's wrong in her marriage, she's indirectly telling you what's missing. And if she's comfortable sharing that with you, it means she's already imagining you as the person who could fill that gap. It's not just a complaint when she says, "I just wish things were different." Or sometimes I feel like I'm living with a stranger. It's a subtle invitation, a quiet whisper that says, "I see you as the alternative." What to do instead? Listen without trying to fix it immediately. The more you let her speak, the more she bonds with you emotionally. And remember, when emotions rise, attraction isn't far behind. Point and dot, she shares fantasies, even vaguely. Some men laugh it off, thinking it's random chatter. But when a married woman shares fantasies, even ones that sound general, she's opening a door that's normally locked tight. It could be something like, "My dream is to just get away to a quiet beach with no responsibilities." Or something far more telling, Sometimes I wonder what it would be like to start fresh, somewhere no one knows me. The details aren't the point. The feeling is. She's picturing a reality different from the one she's in. And by telling you, she's inviting you into that picture. The psychology here, fantasies are safe ways for Pia Pleto express forbidden desires. She might wrap it in what-ifs or just joking, but it's still a test. She's checking to see if you'll play along. What to do instead? Engage, but keep it playful and suggestive. A simple, sounds like you'd need the right company for that. Let her know you understand exactly what she's hinting at without making it awkward. Bonus point. The unspoken invitation she gives you with her eyes. Sometimes, attraction doesn't need words. Sometimes it's all in the eyes. Faddling her in glance, the way her gaze locks in yours and doesn't break right away. The tiny smirk forming on her lips before she looks down. This is not coincidence, This is primal. In psychology, extended eye contact can trigger the release of phenylethylamine, the same chemical your brain releases when you're falling in love. That's why it feels electric. That's why you can feel the charge between you without a single touch. If her eyes find yours across a crowded room, if she holds your gaze for a moment longer than friendly people do, if she looks at your mouth while you're talking, these are all silent green lights. She may never say, "I want you," but her eyes will. What to do instead? Hold her gaze for just a fraction longer than you normally would. Smile subtly as if you're sharing an inside secret. That single moment can say more than an entire conversation. Let's quickly run through what you've learned. And I want you to imagine each own vividly as I say it. She gives you pet names or flirty nicknames and finds excuses to get you alone. She initiates physical contact in intimate areas and tells you she wishes she met you sooner. She talks about sneaking around and playfully tries to make you jealous. She sends you suggestive photos or messages, testing your reaction. She positions herself close to you while fixing her clothes or makeup. She texts you at odd hours and asks deep personal questions. She compliments you in ways that feel too intimate to be just friends. She opens up about her marriage, her voice softening as she speaks. She shares fantasies, even vaguely, to see if you'll step into them. And the bonus, her eyes lock on you with unspoken invitation. Your action step. Drop fewer got it in the comments if you meditate to the end. That's how I know you're a part of our real dark psychology family. Hit like so. YouTube knows you want more deep, raw truths like this. Subscribe so you never miss what's coming next. And share this with the one friend who needs to hear it. Because the truth is most men never see these signs, but now you know. The next move that's entirely up to you.